We'll be cutting this really close, I think. Ah, Ronald, your fellow student has had the most astonishing dream. Why didn't you tell her about it? Aria? It was so disturbingly vivid. I dreamed of the man who wrote the Nightkin in the corner of the house which he hid away from the world. He kept a coffin-like box, black as night it was, its sides marked with jagged lines of purple. As he watched over it, unblinking, an inquisitor broke through the door and a company of knights. Half the soldiers were ordered to haul the man away to the tribunal, while the other half seized the coffin. The coffin you described is the very image of a Macri tool of containment. It is as if you saw a vision of past events. Probably just a nightmare brought on by the tales of those memoirs. Well, as things stand, your dream is the best lead the memoirs have given us. Let us pay a visit to the tribunal in Ishgard. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I say. God, we gotta go back to Ishgard. Not exactly a fan of Ishgard, no offense. But... yeah. Ronald, thank the gods. This offer to a bureaucrat in futures allow me access to the records. Perhaps he will listen to you. Ronald, did you say? What strange coincidence that you bear the same name as... It is you in the flesh! My apologies for not recognizing you sooner. Whatever the hero of Ishgard requires, we shall not hesitate to provide. This was in regards to the heretic killer who left those awful memoirs, yes? Your request shall be given the highest priority. Pray understand, however, that records of objects seized in the previous century are not immediately at hand. It may take some time to scour the archives. Like that, eh? Remember the girl you were ready to cast me out of the snow. Mayhap you should take Aria on a tour of the city. I'll stay here with our new friend and help guide his search. Suppose we would just be in the way. Could we go to the last vigil? I hear the view is spectacular. Oh! That no. Oh, no man. That's an hour on. I thought it was I wasn't going half done. Still have so much to do, even with Dawn Trail coming out. I kind of want to get into once we're done the story of Dawn Trail and stuff. This is amazing. I was told you could look over the entire city from up here, and I couldn't wait to see it for myself. Fond of such sights, are you? So you are fond of high places, huh? If they come with a view such as this, I am. I would ask why you keep asking me that, but I'm afraid the answer would lead to even stranger questions. Yeah, I wanted to burn this first sight of Ishgar into my mind to fill the empty spaces of my memory with wonderful vistas. When you first rescued me, I knew not who or where I was, where I belonged. As I said before, I scarcely felt that I existed. But the well of my memories is no longer empty. It has been but a small fraction of my life. My journey with you has shaped me into what I am now. So you can understand why I'm so eager to return to our training. Red magic is giving me the power to fight against a fate that would have left me hollow. We've learned the resting place of Lilith's prison. It's incredible as it may seem, the coffin from your dream matched the description of the heretic's box. Purple lines and all. The Inquisitors were apparently so unnerved by its fell energies that they cast the thing into a ravine. The place in question is known by the delightful name of Witchdrop. It can be found in the Carthage Central Highlands, swarming with void scent, or so I'm told. Shall we? That sounds bad. I bet you that's going to be the final quest, though. I bet you the final quest will be, trying to... The chasm is crawling with fiends, just as described. Are they drawn to by Lilith's dark essence, I wonder? Let us descend to its depths and begin digging. Mayhap the power which attracts the void scent will help guide our efforts. Oh, you will be able to follow us down there, won't you, Arya? I seem to recall you have a crippling fear of ghosts and spirits. What? No, I'm fine. There are no skeletons or specters here, so I'll be fine. Perfectly fine. Well, fine. You felt the need to tell me 3 times? Well, considering your current troubles with spellcasting, you best stay close. In order to get close. What is this area? Here? Where are we? I've never seen this before. Then again, we've never had a need to come down here. That's just the one. I bet she gets possessed by the voids, by Lilith, and then in the end we have to fight her at full power, Arya. Only one bearing my blood gift may break the seal. Slay this pretender. What are you talking about? What? What? How dare? Under a shallow mound of snow, you say? Extraordinary. Only one bearing my blood gift. Could this mysterious belong to Lilith herself? Let me try opening the coffin. If the voice is telling the truth, then I'm the only one that can. Very well, Ronald. Lead us to the digs. I don't like the sound of this. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like how this plotline's going. Don't open this thing. You shouldn't open it. It's going to take control. Like it looks just like it did in my dreams. I'm going to open it. I feel waves of malice even through the wards. This is no lowly and proceed with caution. Maybe in a weakened state, but she is still a queen amongst her kind. Let us not be caught unprepared. Oh, that's a cutscene. I was expecting something else. At last, I'm free from this miserable prison. While the years of scheming cometh to fruition, yield unto me thy vessel, child. A host of might and immortal glory. You seek to possess Arya's body? A masterpiece of centuries. For generations have I guided the dreams of my blood gifted, bringing them together and strengthening their line. When at last the chosen one was born, I sent another to secure my precious vessel. Commanded his own puppets, never knowing he was mine. Lampard. Feed me, child. My darling creature, I am the reason for entanglement of thy sires. Were they delivered into silent too? Arya, her words are poison. No. My parents, my uncle. I knew it. I knew it. Knew it. I knew it. I called it. You know what? Arya moved as if entranced. Lilith must have some hold over those who bear her blood. It was Arya's dream that led us here, into a trap. if we are to believe that hissing serpent, this meeting was 1,000 years in the making. But all is not all. See how she did not immediately claim body for her own. From what I understand of such things, in order to possess a mortal host, Lilith must conduct a ritual of exacting preparations. There is time yet to deduce the location of which she has fled. Let us return to the pillars and consider the possibilities. It shouldn't be that hard to find her. I'm just saying. I knew it! I called it! Honestly, I haven't had really any, much to drink the last few days. I've just been a mess, though. Just been a mess. What the? Okay. Well, that was weird. Those words yet echo in my ears. Deny not thy destiny. Thy life was molded by my hand. Mage to gain control over her fate, and I'll be damned if we abandon her to this one. First things first, we must expand every effort towards finding the place where the Void Sen has taken our colleague. We're not picked forever. There it is. Finally spell open a target. Ronald, I've decided we should go to the Thaumaturge Guild in Ul'dah for help with tracking down Arya. Of course. I've been doing some research into Void Sen and possessions, and as I suspected, the process is not a simple one. Even so, I doubt we have the time for me to become a fully fledged expert on the subject. We need one right now. The Thaumaturges are one of the few organizations familiar with our quarry, considering how they also are the modern successors to the arcane knowledge of Mykar. Their shells may even hold ancient lore that could tell us more about Lilith. Let us be way. You could just ask me, I'm a black mage. If you think about it, I kind of did this right when it comes to Red Mage, because I did the entire Black Mage and White Mage quest lines, and got them both, they're both at 90. So to have, which means I'm a master of both sides in the end. And once I'm done this quest, I'll be a master of Red. I've been explaining our woes to Prelay Rikimi here. Well, when of another colleague, I did not expect to be meeting our very own avatar of devastation. Now then, the tomes with passages pertaining to the Void Sen Lilith are forbidden occult works. A pair of volumes chained to the shelves in our deepest archives, never again to see the light of day. I'll just pop back there and grab one or two. You could wait over there for me. Wait. So you're just gonna casually just go down and really grab them and bring them back? It's like, these are forbidden books, aren't they? I thought she's even more sinister than I imagined. With no mention of her presence in the past millennium. I had thought Lilith destroyed, yet it would seem she is very much alive and exceedingly dangerous. Her most fearsome aspect is the power to enslave a person's will. If we include all those with even a whisper of her essence within our veins, she has slithered inside the minds of a veritable army. The sigil employed by this landlord of yours is a second-hand form second-hand manifestation of Lilith's abilities. He would but need to coat a tool with his tainted blood, then engrave her name in the flesh of his victims, to create the unthinking puppets you described. And that was but a faint echo of her true power. The powers she will not hesitate to bring to bear on the mortals she so despises. Archmagus Kalawise made doubly sure that when he lured her into his trap, as well as a talent for draining the life force of her prey. Lilith is also known for spit and venom, a truly hideous opponent. But the Archmagus came prepared with potent antidotes, undone by her summoner's treachery and the limitations of her most mortal host. Lilith found herself divested of her beloved rod and sealed inside a mahogany sarcophagus. Oh, Lilith's the rod. Lilith's weapon, which is a black mage weapon. And Dice spent the next 1,000 years plotting her escape. As it is as you say, but mere freedom is not her endgame. Above all else, I imagine Lilith desires a form which allows her to manifest the fullness of her terrible powers. She means to reinvest her soul within the perfect vessel, and thus enhance the strength of her incarnation by an order of magnitude. Vessel. Lilith carefully orchestrated Arya's conception over the span of centuries. If we do not oppose her now, I dread to think what havoc such a cunning and powerful fiend could wreak upon Eorzea. Look what she has accomplished already. So subtle were her manipulations that not a single one of the Night King realized her plan or sought to destroy her. Well, this has all been very enlightening. But we are still no closer to finding Arya. Have you any ideas? In order to invest herself within a new host, Lilith will need to recreate the conditions of her original summoning as faithfully as possible. Alignment of the stars, weather, location, that sort of thing. The location, I can tell you, assuming the ground itself hasn't fallen into an abyss. Lilith will have taken your friend to the Summoner Circle in the ruined city of Makar. So you've been to the Weeping City? No getting there on an airship and a pilot, eh? Oh, but not to worry. We know the very person that could help us on that count. Deputy President Jesse of the Garland Ironworks. I shall contact her immediately. I've been in touch with Jessie after that assassination business, as she puts it. She was more than happy to lend us a company ship. Really, Yaki? You've been an immense help. How can we repay you? That won't be necessary. The guild was already richly compensated by a certain merchant. He requested we aid any mages of the Red who might happen to seek our knowledge. Are you acquainted with Master Wilkin? It would seem he's been quite generous in spending his wealth around Udal to ensure you encounter no refusals or inconveniences. Well, the gratitude of a wealthy merchant is a fine thing to have, right? 'Tis time we're off the revenant's toll. We'll be waiting. Don't forget to stock some antidotes. I'll be terribly disappointed to hear you die to Lilith's venom after that tale I told you. Antidotes, huh? Man. told me the story, and I have an airship ready to fly. I'll pilot you to the swamp myself. I said I'd return the favor. Arya, and I don't mean to go back to my promises. Shall we go? Okay. Ronald, the plan is simple. We cut through the ruins as quickly as we can and unleash misery, hell, merry hells on the Void Set Queen. The outcome of this battle will decide Arya's fate. Bring everything you have, and make sure that it includes a vial or two of the antidote. I'm gonna find the antidote. Let's try it without it. Ready then? Got your gear, empty your bladder, and make straight for the ruins. All aboard, folks. I don't know much about this demon witch, but you send her back to the void. I want to see Arya safe and sound. Yeah. Lilith only has one chance at this ritual, but once she knows we're there to stop her, she may begin the ceremony anyway. Conditions be damned. If that happens, then we must defeat the fiend ere she forces her soul into Arya's body. We will triumph over Lilith and free our companion from her curse. Oh. It's spooky time. No, why? Where is everybody? This is my own mind. I'm being forced aside by that fiend. One down. Love created me. I have to accept this fate. It is what. So many more memories I had hoped to make. No, this cannot be all there is. More. I want. Ah. Back, my friend. Yay! Look up! Lilith is still here. I think. Your soul is safe now. Lilith is gone. You triumphed over her at the last. Chance I wouldn't have had if you'd not destroyed her in the flesh. With a stout heart and the power of red magic, there is no foe we cannot overcome. As the two of you have so amply proven. Now let us put this dreary ruin behind us. But have care for your surroundings. This old city is home to more than sinister voids. We did it, Ron. It was a hard-won battle, but your heart and steel carried the day. We must express our gratitude to Jesse for conveying us to the ruins in the first place. That was what returning the favor. Unlike certain presidents I could mention, I don't like to leave the books unbalanced. Now I best be getting this girl back to the company docks. So this is farewell for me. Take care, Jesse, and thank you. Shall we head back to town then? What's going on over here? Nice. Nice. There's not like a successful rescue attempt to put a smile on my face. It is wonderful to have our companion back safe and sound. It's wonderful to be back. I cannot wait to begin our training once more. About your training, surely you felt the change within yourself. Your proclivity for spellcasting was a property of Lilith's blood. Now that her corruption has faded from your veins, so too has her aptitude for the arcane. Yes, I feel the difference. My ether is so weak now that I doubt I could cast even the simplest of magics. I wondered how you would take the news, but it seems you're almost happy. This way I get to study magic from scratch and know that all my achievements will truly be mine. Of course, this means I'll have a lot more work to do before I can catch up to Ronald. But having such a distant goal will be what pushes me to endure the training ahead. I'll be waiting. I'll get there one day. You're the heart of a red mage, that's for certain. Start yourself off with the basics of thaumaturgy and conjuring. A foundation you've built yourself will be far more stable than the instinctual power you possessed before. And when you grasp the fundamentals, I can start your training in red magic again. I look forward to that day. As for you, Ronald, you've grown stronger than ever. You've known for some time now that the magics of a red mage are fueled by the caster's own ether. The potency of your spells is a reflection of your indomitable spirit, and I dare say that the soul crystal you bear will reward your dedication to the art by granting you new knowledge. Thus concludes my stint as mentor for the now. Ronald, you have graduated from my lessons in Aura. You must ready yourself to begin all over again. You have flung yourselves into revolution's smoldering ashes and reignited the fires of Alamigo's glory. Remember the light you bought with that liberation when next you plunge ahead into darkness. As if you mean to leave us. I must return to my pilgrimage. But fear not, those who defy the tides of destiny are always drawn together, sooner or later. And so this is not farewell, merely a temporary parting of ways. Eagerly do I await the day our paths cross again. We did it! This concludes the Red Mage quest for Storm. The tearful reunion. Once you've done so, okay. Oh, is this it? Secession in Steel. Ronald, I was about to go look for you. I had a letter from, actually, Tia. And he asked me to pass on a message. Oh. I hope this visit finds you well. Did you come across Ronald and Revenant's toll? Pray to send her to me in Alamigan's quarters. I have need of her help. What could be happening at Alamiga, I wonder? Well, I suppose there's one sure way to find out. Let's go! We only have 15 minutes! No! So, like I said before, the servers are going into maintenance mode tonight. I honestly was going to debate it. I was going to actually figure out what to do for the next job. But I guess I'll do that. I'll have enough. This ain't going to be long. Why is it raining? I'm all wet now. This is all your fault. How wonderful to see my two erstwhile students, and not a moment too soon. I'm glad to see you. Though I gather the situation is not a happy one. You got it correctly. You recall the Brotherhood I was once part of? The Crimson Duelists? It seems the keepsakes left behind by my deceased colleagues have run afoul of some enterprising grave robbers. When the duelists met their end some 2 decades past, I was too deeply engaged in my own battles to give them the burial they deserved. And so I did what many before me have done. I collected the blades of the dead and interred them in the tomb of the errant sword. With Valamigo much settled since the initial reclamation of the city, I judged it time to pay respects to my fallen comrades. That is when I discovered the doom in disarray and one of the duelist swords missing. It would seem such petty acts of larceny have become common of late, and although the resistance speaks of taking steps, the army has its hands full overseeing the restoration efforts. But it's said that unrest and distance have largely disappeared under General Alden's command. Why the sudden rash of wall breaking? Well, now that the Imperials have been beaten back, those who once suckled from the Empire's teeth are forced to look elsewhere for the wealth to which they are accustomed. For some, this means taking up a life of banditry. And for the lowest among them, it means ransacking the resting places of their countrymen. A crime I did not intend to leave I do not leave unpunished. As things stand, however, I've yet to deliver said judgment. This particular gang is uncommonly swift of foot. I must temper my attacks, at least I slay them, learning the location of their stashed loot. Thus do I turn to you for assistance. Capturing these thieves alive will be far easier with an extra pair of hands. Then count me in. Without red magic set your beck and call, nay, it's too dangerous for one still relearning her act. I've been practicing against the creatures of Mordor ever since we parted ways. My magics may not be what they once were, but I can cast the initiate spells well enough, I promise. The monsters in Mordor are not to be trifled with. That was a risky path to take at this stage of your training. I took risks, yes, but not foolhardy ones. If I don't push myself to my limits, then I'll never catch up to you or Ronald. I wager you'll not take no for an answer. Very well, you do not, but you do not leave my side, understand? Yes, you won't regret this. The three of us, then. Bloodhoe is where those grave robbers ply their unsavory trade, and the edge of the graveyard is where we shall meet. And minutes! Gonna hurt. Where's the exit? I'd like to simply snatch up these grave robbers, but they have proven an infuriating, slippery foe. A foe who will now know my face. Which is why you, Ronald, may play the role of deceiver. Search the graveyard until you find the thieves in question and convince them it is their best interest to slink here to the east. Once the scoundrels are too close to escape, Aria will spring our trap. You looking for trouble, mate? How big a fool do you have to just wander up to a gang like this? You should head eastward. Thanks for the warning, friend. Oh, and... You fools! You fools! You are fools! Still got 7 minutes. I think it's just talk here and then go to the main part. Nicely done, Ronald. We caught those two completely off guard. I must say, Arya, you expected my expectations. You made impressive progress in such a short length of time. I knew those lessons at the Mage's Guild were worth it. Even if it was painful to begin at the beginning anew. Oh, I see you've been cracking open as many books as you have. Monster skulls. Your dedication to the fundamentals have certainly paid off. Now, I counted 4 Bagards the last time I was here. Knowing what I do of such villains, I assume the other 2 sought to waylay you. Yet here you stand with scarce a hair out of place. All jesting aside, I suspect your skills have surpassed my own. What trials must have you endured to forge such strengths? I fought on another star to save... Yeah. Even your adventures play out on the stage beyond my wildest imaginings. And this talk of sin eaters, was it? To me, as if your battles took place on the edge of suffering itself, where the heart and steel of even the mightiest red mage would be tested. But whilst it is endlessly gratifying to hear the exploits of one former student, we should attend to the matter of hand. Once we have subdued these ruffians here, but through threats gleaned us the location of their ill-gotten gains, all buried in a box in the boreal hunting grounds, or so they claim. I believe another diversion of labor is in order. We'll pray hand our captives over to the resistance that wait for us at the tomb of the air. Ronald and I have some digging to do. Alright, that's the 5-minute. I might actually get to the spot and stop, sadly. I'll just have to merge the two together. Just fine with me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna stop here. Because like I said, they're gonna be cutting the server. They're gonna be shutting everything down for maintenance. But yeah. Alright. And we're back. Okay. You feel that? The ground. It's soft. Certainly not as packed down as elsewhere. I think we found their cache. Ugh. Glad I am to have found this before they hauled it off to the black market. I cracked the lid to check the contents in the box. It's indeed filled with stolen goods, including one rather familiar sword. Come, we should return these articles to the tomb. With any luck, Arion will have arrived already. Yes, let us go. Let us go. Yeah, so the servers went down and I was unable to complete this quest, but we're back and let's finish this. It's been a few days since that. It's all good. Where am I? Oh, really? Let's see. Exit. Speedy exit. Please let us. Mercy. What the? Huh. So this. Right. Let us return these relics to the rightful places. This should be the last of them. But what of your comrade's blade? Well, would you indulge me in a moment of nostalgia? The man who wielded this sword suffered from shallow reserves of ether. So he commissioned a weapon capable of channeling his energies in the most efficient manner. As you might imagine, this The custom blade thus forged cost him a small fortune in coin. We would taunt him and his empty purse without mercy, of course, challenging to become a mage worthy of such priceless steel. His reply to our jeering comments would always stay with me. Even should I fail to do this steel justice, it will remain long after I have perished. A kindred soul shall take up the sword, and then you will see my coin was wisely spent. His hopes for such a legend died with the Crimson Duelist. I entombed the blade, believing that no new mage would rise to claim it. But I was wrong. You two stand here as living proof that our efforts to revive Red Mage were not in vain. As when I discovered the sword missing, that I was put in mind again of my comrade's words. I wonder if he did not orchestrate this affair from beyond the grave, if only to remind me of his will. Ronald, you appear to have a distinct taste in weapons. This blade, I think, should belong to Era. Yes. But I'm not even your student right now. I don't think I deserve to have it. I can't take it. I made a promise to you, did I not? That once you learn to harness your ether, I would take you under my tutelage once more. The way I see it, you have more than upheld your end of the bargain. Accept the sword, Arya. Be my apprentice and help me usher in a new future for the Red. Are you still afraid of the spirits of the dead? It is not fear that stays my hand, and even should the shade of comrade come forth, I will not flinch from this honor. It is done. Let us present here this day, swear a new oath, to fight for the common good with pure heart and unbending steel. And so concludes our business here. But as much as I should like to accompany you back to Mordor, I fear my pilgrimage must continue. This war with the Imperials has Alamigo teetering on the brink of uncertainty once more. I must assume the situation is most taxing for you and your fellow scions. Thus, for the time being, shall I keep my blade loose in its sheath? I may be by one man, but I know that I shall remain vigilant against the Empire's machination as I chart my course across the lands of Eorzea. I'm sorry that I cannot yet devote myself to your lessons, Arya. The demands of the road are such that I cannot take you with me and still hope to move it swiftly. Your oath takes precedence, of course. I'm ecstatic just to know that you'll be my mentor once more. Please stay safe on your travels. I appreciate your understanding, and I will stop by to aid your progress in reverence told, whatever circumstances permit. I take my leave then. Fare you well, Ronald. When next we meet, I expect your scarlet hues shall be ever more vivid. Shall we make our way back to Mordor? I've been so consumed with restoring my magic, but now I have a new goal. Learning to wield my new sword with perfect execution. What Axrom's instruction, I mean to become a red mage worthy of his comrade's weapon. And I wouldn't say no to any help from you either, Ronald. There it is. Oh my goodness, finally. Alright, red mage is fully complete. We did it. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I would have never had that done in time before the servers went down that day. That night. So, but it's all good now. Just a little editing, and it'll be perfect. Anyway, I time to go find out what our next weapon is. I mean, job, I mean. It's gonna be. Yeah. Till next time.